Hey there, gorgeous gays. Version 2 here with the silver case. Today, after the everything that happened last time, which I had a little bit of time to think about it, and I was editing it, I still don't understand most of what happened, but I understand more about why Kasabi killed so many people, because everyone else was somewhat involved in the Kamui project. And it was just, he was, like, Kasabi's entire goal was to stop Kamui. To kill his past. And stuff like that. Normally this time is perfect, today is an exception. Oh, whoops. Whoopsies. Well, we're here now, sorry. Yeah, like, he killed the boss man, he killed Morikawa, Sakura killed Hachizuka, which I think that was more so just fuck you revenge, and also Hachizuka's, like, part of it. Like, her dad seemed to be controlling shit or something. Because there's that whole, like, where the whole fucking thing was is Hachizuka Park. I still have no idea who the fuck was rotating in that chair at the top of the tower. Still have no idea who the fuck that was. I still don't even know whether it was actually Fire/Kamui that actually killed that person. Or whether Kasabi did it. Whether Kasabi was just shouting at us to do it. Because he had the gun pointed. And he was saying, do it, kill your past, do it. And then he shot, and then we saw him in the next scene and he was covered in blood and shit like that. I think I'm not meant to understand. I think a lot of it's meant to be thematic and stuff like that. I don't think you're meant to understand 100% what's going on. That's my impression that I'm getting. But maybe, like sometimes in the past, placebo is what's going to give us answers. And holy fuck, should the answers of placebo give us a lot of fucking answers today. Because Morishima is actively in the transmitter case for Chapter 5 a lot. So we're going to go into Hikari and see what Morishima's up to. Last time in Placebo, he left his poor turtle. He left Red with Erica to try and escape, to run away, to get away from the syndicates who are like harassing him for investigating Kamui. Which I imagine that's the, is it the FSO who's like the people who like made the Kamui project to deal with the TRO and CCO? People. December 27th, Typhoon. This is really late. This is really late. This is like after the events of the last case. So we don't even get to see the last case from his perspective? Wait, what? We actually just come back to Morishima being finished everything? Wait, what? We don't even know where he went or how he did any of that? We don't even get to see that? Because it happened on Christmas Day. That was like the final things. So this is 2 days after that. Is Red still here? He doesn't want to say anything. Okay. What the fuck happened, Morishima? There's... Oh my god. The turtle. There's so many messages about the turtle. Oh my god. I'm scared. I'm scared. I got your turtle. I went to your place today and got your turtle. He was freaking out. I tried giving him food, but he wouldn't eat. I hate reptiles and amphibians, so I couldn't touch him, so I just stared at him for a while. When I finally stuck my hand in the water, he put his head on it. It's weird. I don't know if you'll read this, so I'm writing it like a diary. I cleaned the tank and fed the turtle again. And this time he ate it all. Looks like he was hungry. I feel like I know why you liked him so much now. I decided to take him back home with me. Bad news though, I forgot to ask you his name. Or maybe I just forgot it. Alright, the turtle. The turtle won't calm down. Looks like turtles are delicate. He keeps hiding under his island thing and won't come out. The tank was too big for me to carry home, so I just brought the island thing and brought the rest of the stuff new. Oh wow, wow, she went out of her way to do it. She just bought everything. Wow, damn, she cares. He seems nervous. I'm trying to be quiet and to avoid bothering him, and sometimes he peeks his head out and looks around. He's probably looking for you. That, or he's trying to get me to tell him where you are. I don't have anything to say to him. I don't even know whether you're where you are or if you're even alive or not. The turtle. The turtle sleeps finally. I got the turtle a week ago. I got a bunch of stuff to clean his tank with. It looks really nice now. But the turtle flipped all the new stuff upside down and pushed it under the island thing. Looks like he didn't care for my presents. He keeps kicking sand all over the new stuff. So I took out all the things I bought and just gave him back his old dirty island thing. That finally calmed him down. He got excited for a bit, then finally went to sleep. Sometimes I look at him and try not to be seen. And he shakes his head and kicks his legs in his sleep. Maybe he's dreaming about something? I had a dream that you were asking me for help. Even though that wouldn't happen. You always bottle up things on your own. You probably think that it's easier that way. There's something I can finally say now. When I last went to your place, I was going to tell you that if you were going to run, then I would go with you. But when I looked into your eyes, I knew you didn't want that. I thought of the moths gathering near a lantern at night, basking in the cold light. They're fluttering around. I thought of myself as one of those moths. The turtle is crying. Aww. It's been a month since I picked up your turtle. I haven't heard from you. Sometimes I imagine that you've been cursed and turned into a turtle. The turtle sleeps, wakes up, and eats. He's just keeping on living because he has nothing else to do. Sometimes he cries. I have never heard a turtle cry before, and it sounds like a ki or ka kind of sort of sad sound. This is what it sounds like when turtles cry. I guess time will just go on by like this. Will I never see you again? I don't want that. There are still lots of things I want to say to you. Right now, I just want you to come back. If you were to come back, I want to touch you, to be sure that you really are right there in front of me. I want to feel your face with these hands. Then I could finally feel at least a little bit more at ease, and maybe even able to sleep again. Jesus, this has been rough on her. Dear Tokyo. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I've decided to go after Kamui. He came back to this world, and he's finally shown his true colors and has been committing all sorts of terrible crimes. My nerves have been a total mess recently. I've probably been taking out the turtle. I need to start rethinking things. You told me to back off from Kamui because he's dangerous. Is that because I'm a woman? If so, then as your partner, I'm pretty pissed off. Kamui's partner Ayame kills people for Kamui, not out of jealousy. I think it was from a more subtle, calm sort of emotion. You think that sort of murderer, I think that sort of murderer could exist. You don't understand women. So, you don't get that I could be your partner. I think that we could make amazing partners right now. I won't mail you anymore. Let me know when I can contact you again. I'll be waiting. I love you, Tokyo Morishima. I will probably always love you. Tokyo Morishima, the journalist. I don't know why she does. I don't know why she does. He's an asshole. And today's word! Oh, hell yeah. A fallen blossom doesn't return to the branch. A broken mirror cannot be made to shine. Something that is already out of commission can't be brought back again. Oh, that feels like that's going to be relevant as fuck. I came back to this world. I thought I was done. But after coming home, I remembered my old life. Everyday life pours out of everything and takes over. Everyday life is filled with bullshit, but it's also full of a sort of warm kindness as well. But one thing that's different is the constant whisper inside me. They became an infinite number of shadows and were there next to me. Oh, no turtle. Sorry. Okay, so this arc isn't being used... This chapter is not being used to explain what happened last time. It's being used as closure. That's what's happening. It's closure for everything that happens. I guess the game. I wonder if Tokyo is Kamui too. It's fucking possible. Like literally at this point, literally anyone could be a Tokyo or a Yame. It's possible Erika could be a Yame. Who fucking knows at this point? Like at this point, we have no idea. We have no idea of anyone's status. Like, one of the people that we're confident is probably not Kamui is Kasabi. Because Kasabi killed what was known as Format Kamui. The first Kamui. So, Kasabi probably isn't. But based on age, possibly this dude. Considering I imagine he's roughly a similar age to what Fire is. Maybe a touch older. And it's not like they've had, like, again, like, the people who can become Kamui are released from the underground bowling pin prison, as we're gonna call it, from the age of, like, what? 6, 7, 8? So they could have had a whole life of just normal shit. Will the Guardian Marduk... Wait. Are you calling me? It's that woman. Guardian Marduk? Is he reading comics? Are you reading comics while driving? Tokyo, we've already yelled at you about using the laptop while driving. Don't fucking read comics while you're driving either. Oh shit, he's gone back to Babylon of all fucking places. Okay. Sure, Babylon. Where it all fucking started for this dude. Sure, let's go back there. Oh boy, it's been a while since we've been here. But you know, I guess in the eyes of the game, it's not important to understand how Morishima learned the stuff that he did, how Morishima got involved in the life cut, like, chapter. That it's not important to understand how he got to the point where he learned all that knowledge. It seems like for the game, the why of stuff is not as important for those types of details. Like, yeah, these people know these things, these people learn these things. There's, like, some expositional stuff, like, why does he get involved with Kamui at all? Because of Inohana, which is actually just one of the Syndicate people. Which is actually fucking Enzawa, the person running the fucking bowling pin torture dungeons, so, you know. But I guess for the game, it's just like, how did Morishima learn all that shit? It's not important. The main thing that I'm not sure of is that Morishima talks about never remembering emailing Fire. But Fire got multiple emails from Morishima, and then Fire was warned to stay away from Morishima. So what? The dead are still here. Leave me alone. Stop. Feel me. Everyday life is coming back, but he's still fucked up with all the shit that he went through. He is still absolutely fucked up with all the shit that he went through. Well, I'm pretty sure that red image is the image of the person that we saw who, like, fell through the Babylon roof. Kind of thing. Welcome back, bartender. Been a while since I've seen you. Since, like, September. It's been a while. Yeah, it has. Did you go on a trip somewhere? Kinda, yeah. You don't look well. Really? You look rather sick, actually. Yeah. Mr. Morishima. My god, he referred to us by name. I don't know if he's ever done that before. Huh? Would you like something to eat? Yeah. I'll make an omelet. Lots of butter. It'll melt in your mouth right away. It should be easy to eat. Save the alcohol for later. How about it? Yes, please. So it's... Unless this chapter reveals something, it does just seem like this bartender dude, he's not sus. He's not, like, secretly part of it. He's just an old soul of a bartender who has seen his fair share of shit and just wants to help people through things. I think that's the archetype he's meant to be. He's the closest fucking thing that Morishima has to a goddamn friend. Unless Erika still counts. You have no choice. Listen, just as the river eventually flows into the sea, it's perfectly clear that there's no changing course now. Fuck this. You're going to... fight... What? What? The fuck I am? I'm just a writer. I'm no fucking hitman. Use one of the ones you already employ. Like when you killed the bat. That won't work. You have to kill fire is just, you having to kill fire is just reaping what you've sown. Hey now. Why the fuck? You made contact with Kamui and survived. That means that the die has already been cast. The fuck are you talking about? Why don't you understand? Why don't you even try to understand? When the bat was killed, some weird shit happened. He spoke to me. After dying. Actually, even now he keeps talking. The whole time. It's driving me fucking nuts. What the fuck is this? Those motherfuckers. They're like ghosts or something, right? Do something about them. Just like a Babylon. At the same time. The memory sealed up inside me came back. Fire and I were both made from the same material. Right? Yes. Then, when Kamui came back, something came alive inside of me. Same material as in because they both encountered Kamui at Babylon? Or because they're both Kamui? Because I think it's meant to be insinuating both Kamui. But I don't know if Morishima understands that. Something came alive inside me. Is that what you're talking about? Yes. Who am I? You're going to kill fire. I can't. I guess it would be explicitly, yeah. It has to be that they're both a Kamui. Because Fire's first encounter with Kamui wasn't at Babylon. It was in the forest. Well, Ayame, but Ayame and Kamui are one and the same. And they might as well be one and the same at this point. In terms of, like, what happens. Like, they consider, like, you came into contact with Kamui and survived. They're talking about Babylon. Something that was done by Ayame. So, I think in that sense, like, Ayame and Kamui are one and the same in terms of, like, what they are in that impact, influence, whatever you want. Whatever we've been referring to it as during this. Oh, is it the cigarette? A dream. I know. More dreams. Hey, lack of turtle. Hey, computer. He didn't even send an email back to, that. Help me, I was killed by that woman, Ayame. She shot me with a harpoon gun, came up to me and cut across into my stomach to kill my baby too. She had a look of pompous victory in her eyes as she cut me, that crazy cunt. Just thinking of Ayame makes my blood boil. I died almost instantly. I couldn't do anything. Fuck. I called for help to Kamui. Kamui, he was here. It was like all the nerves in my body became really sensitive, like I was being burned by something. And I became hot inside. I could hear my pulse, and suddenly, like a scream, something poured out from inside me. I felt like I was going insane. And then suddenly, it felt like someone had poured cold water on me. I felt it in every pore. It went right through me. That's how I met Kamui. Apart from him, I didn't really need anything else. Really. But my life was taken from me. By Ayame. I can't fully die, and I just feel so pathetic and fucked up. I tried walking away, dragging my perforated body. That's when it happens. Kamui appeared. Inside me. Really, he came down from above. Inside of me. I just had been broken into pieces, and everything was confusing. I had no idea what was happening, but I felt Kamui. His voice resonated. It was deep and calm. A magical voice. I was no longer afraid. It wasn't fear at all. I was happy. Death turned into ecstasy in an instant. And then the Tobacco Man came into the picture. Kamui was the transmitter, and I was the medium. And that man was the receiver. Basically, it was like email. How funny. I can't stop laughing. But I still can't forgive Ayame. No matter how badly she may slice me up. Even if Kamui smiles upon me. Even if my body were to turn to dust and be blown away in the winds. Even in death, Ayame cannot be forgiven. Ever. So a couple details here. Kamui, like, transmitter's a location. Kamui is the transmitter. Kamui is the transmitter that sends everything out to everyone. And then the Tobacco Man is the receiver. Although his arc's called Placebo because of the smokes. and stuff like that. So it does make me wonder, right? Morishima's favorite brand of cigarettes is the placebo cigarettes that he gets from this one lady at Mulholland to always buy that. And that is the place that is the secret entrance to the underground shit to do all of that. Is that like just something subconsciously within Morishima to just call him back there? And then he just started smoking cigarettes that he got from that place because he never found the secret exit entrance behind the placebo machine. And also, all the stuff that we're seeing here about the woman being killed at Babylon, feeling Kamui and everything like that. This makes a lot of sense when you think about what we know about the women who were killed by Ayame at the beginning. They were all in of themselves, also Ayames. So, and again, as I mentioned earlier, Ayame and Kamui are basically one and the same. Also, and it's also interesting to note, that email was sent from Tokyo Morishima to himself. So was it like that he had a fucked up dream and sent that email to him when he heard the ghost so he wouldn't forget it? Like, in his dream, he could hear the ghost of the woman dying, so he wrote an email to himself so he wouldn't forget it. That's what I'm interpreting that as. Take away the results of a person's education, and nothing will remain. Can't. I don't know who that is. Some philosopher. Dots. Dots. Hey, maybe contact Erica, let her know that you're, you know, alive. He has a really bad habit of not letting Erica know that he's alive. Especially considering it seems like their relationship broke up while they both still had feelings for each other. One carton of the usual. Huh? Oh, hey, it's you! I haven't seen you in some time. Yeah. I assumed you're the kind of guy who wouldn't quit smoking even if he died. Had you given it up for a while? It's pretty cold, huh? It's winter, son. Winter is cold. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Other side. Sorry. I'm knowing this is taking place in December near Christmas, and I'm just like, winter? No. Christmas is summer. Oh, right. Literally most of the world is in winter when it's Christmas. Right. Never mind. Yeah. Maybe you were sick. It's already the end of the year. Are you even listening to me? He's not. What's the matter, boy? You got wax in your ears? No. Here, your smokes. Oh, had I paid yet? Yeah. Oh, okay. He totally didn't pay, and she's just like, I feel bad for you, because you're seemingly going through shit. He totally didn't pay. Well then. Christ. I should have taken the money. Hope that guy's okay. Yakuza and Silver Case with Christmas games confirmed. Japan can't help but make games set at Christmas. I don't know why. Although I feel like this is way less to do with it being Christmas and way more to do with the fact that it's about to be the end of the millennium and it's about to be the year 2000. That feels symbolic for how much this game has talked about changes in society, restructuring of society with government people, the internet and data being used to do a lot of that. It feels like the fact that it's meant to be in the turn of the millennium is important to that. Also, again, this game was released in October 1999. So it was probably like the end of the millennium was probably like a thing coming up too. Like just, it was literally a thing coming up. But like they deliberately set the game after the game's release as opposed to before it. And I think it's like the end of the game takes place after the game was released. And I think that's to lead up to the end of the millennium. Christmas is like a couple holidays in Japan. It's a very different thing from in the West. Okay. I mean, like, considering Christmas is meant to be like a Christian holiday, is Christianity even that big in Japan? Or have Japan just seen that Christmas is a thing across the planet in so many different ways and they've adopted it into their own holiday / merged it with some of their own? Because, like, it's still explicitly Christmas in Japan. Because, like, you go into the Yakuza games and they're Christmas trees. Fucking Sotenbori has a Christmas shop. So it's not just like, oh, it's a holiday that happens at the same time. They do explicitly Christmas, but yeah, as you mentioned, it's probably like it would be different then. Okay. That's like multiple holidays. Mr. Morishima, yeah? Do you know what's in that cocktail you're always drinking? Oh, this? No idea. He comes here and gets a cocktail and he doesn't even know what it is. I fucking love this dude. He's such a fuck up. Miss Erica came in a while ago. She was drinking the same thing. Oh, really? Dry gin, drive them off, and sweep them off. 1/3 of it each. You mix the same amount of each together. From this combination, that flavor is born. It's not too sweet, not too dry. I'm wondering how this would actually taste, / whether it is already a cocktail. Yeah, you're right. The name Trinity comes from the Christian idea of the Holy Trinity. This might be an actual cocktail, or they're coming up with some shit. Also, they're literally now mentioning Christianity. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, you know? Fuck yeah, cocktail named after God. Drink is also called the perfect. Perfect, huh? Does anything perfect even exist in this world? Japan actually has a larger Christian base than you might expect, but yeah, Christmas Eve is like a huge date holiday for couples. Okay. Okay. I didn't actually realize that Christianity was like a big thing. Like actually, like as a, like I expected it would just be like, yeah, there's a couple people and everything like that. I didn't realize. Okay. And Christmas Eve is a big date holiday. I mean, I can understand that. Me and my partner's anniversary is literally Christmas Eve. Not because of that reasoning, totally unrelated, but that's that like that's cute. That's cute. And I can totally understand, like if you have a city where everything's done up and the snow is falling and like there's all the lights and everything like that, I totally understand Christmas Eve being a super romantic time. I super get it. And again, it's tangential that it's actually Christmas Eve for me, but I do get it. Christmas Eve is the main holiday over Christmas Day. Wow. Wow, okay. Damn. I mean, for me, like, I consider New Year's Eve a bigger deal than Christmas, for me personally, so I do get it, but Christmas Eve being bigger, wow. That's why everyone seeks out perfection. But the opposite is also true. The opposite. The opposite. What the hell do you mean? The imperfect can be considered perfect by virtue of its imperfection. That's... What kind of rhetoric is that? Oh no. Actually, it's more like life wisdom. As humans, we live a worthless, filthy existence, right? But because of the fact that we're worthless and filthy, we can also be insanely pure. I don't think so. Sorry, but... Mr. Morishima. People are all perverts. Huh? Who's a pervert? For example, me. I can only love those of the same sex as myself, but I also like to be blindfolded and have my hands tied behind my back. Hey! Confirmation that, you know... There's a dude who just made one of the main characters in the game gay in like the 90s. Fuck yeah. By calling him a pervert, but he's specifically saying everyone's a pervert. I also like having even worse things done to me. But I spent a lot of time searching before I found myself. Lots of conflict, hesitation, and trial and error. And then I finally accepted it. My true self. It was a real discovery. Purifying your own heart and mind is the key. You need to slowly crystallize it. If you can do that, then all you need to do is let yourself go. Let myself go. Let yourself go. Let yourself go, let yourself go, let yourself go. That's a Green Day song. Forget about the Trinity. Do you have a regular beer? An icon? Fuck yeah. I also appreciate that, he's a gay man, the bartender. He is also, like, just so stereotypically masculine. Like, he speaks in that, like, the old soul bartender voice who's got, like, wisdom beyond his year. Well, not wisdom beyond his years, he's old. But, like, wisdom from living all these years that he dishes out to the bartenders. He's got this thick mustache. The hobby he recommends to people is get a knife and whittle down some wood and stuff like that. Like, again, for a game released in the late 90s to have this gay bartender who acts just like a masculine dude as opposed to being campy and shit like that. Thank you. Do you have regular beer? Yes, we've got ice cold beer. Oh, fuck. Stop coming to this bar! You keep thinking this every time you come to this bar. Stop it. Allow me to explain. If you want to listen, then lend me your ear. And then engrave it into your heart and make your own past perfect. Listen. You are one of the shelter... Yep, there it is. Literally confirming. Yup. Marashim is also a Kamui. Everyone's a Kamui. Oops. All Kamui. Kamui everywhere system. Oh, God. It makes me wonder, right? It makes me fucking wonder. Older Man and Neutral? Do they also happen to be Kamui and Ayames? And that's why they ended up doing what they did. Or being driven the way that they were. Like, at this point, literally anyone. Until we have like 1,440 confirmed Kamuis and Ayames, we can't rule out anyone else not being in a Kamui or an Ayame. Unless they're old enough that they were, born before, like Kusabi. You were one of the children in the very first experiments. You had passed through a really high-level program, but one day a sort of defect occurred. And you started slipping, and then eventually your personality began to break down. Due to this, in the end you were treated as a bug, and had all of your memories erased, and were reverted back to normal life. Okay, so like, yeah, he was just sent back. Okay, fuck. Yes. The Shelter Kid's purpose was to help the planet's perfect metropolis become an even more perfect city. They did mention that the whole reason that they wanted to do the Kamui stuff, like the way they did the experiments the way that they did, like obviously they used the Kamuis and stuff like after the experiments to do all of their murder and shit to try and seize power and grab power and stuff like that. But before that, while they were there, they did say that they were trying to like craft like people to be immortal through whatever this silver fucking eye processes that they were doing. You mean those dark, dank shelters? Those shelters with their faint light. That's where the plan started. The curriculum itself was created from relatively simple ideas. 4-year-old children would first receive education starting at 4. Starting at 4. There we go. An actual confirmation of the exact age of starting. Yeah, 4. And which, as we mentioned, yeah, old enough to, like, read and write and understand tasks, and no older than that for the type of education that they were doing and stuff like that. Which, again, holy fuck. Like, some of the shit that they did to them, I mean, other than, like, yeah, there's also the amount of them who had surgeries to remove eyeballs and shit like that, which, what the fuck, and being kept down in these shelters all the time, just doing all these tasks, but, like, some of the stuff they did to the kids, so, like, again, the one that fucks me up the most is the one where it's just, like, turn off all the lights and tell the kids to not move or make a sound in the darkness for like 12 hours straight or longer, I think it was. It might have been 14. Like, fuck. Yeah. You do that shit to a 4-year-old over 4 years, those kids are going to be mentally broken. And then combined with this extra science and possibly supernatural elements in this, it seems like supernatural stuff does exist, because ghosts are pretty damn confirmed in this. But, like, yeah, you combine that level of torture to people that young with whatever shit they're doing here, and yeah, like, the whole concept of how they do a Kamui project is just like, yeah, no, I can understand that you can have people that young and break them. And then in the world of this game where this shit happens, yeah, that's, like, a brainwashing kind of technique to turn people into these potential Kamuis and Ayames. They were shown the same things every day, continuously did the same work, and they all did everything in the same way at the same time. They did the same things most of the days too? Jesus Christ. So the several hours in the dark happened multiple times, probably. Me too. You went off the rails close to the final stage. One day your emotions seemed to explode, causing a meltdown. That was your tragedy. Tragedy. Get the fuck out of here. Seems pretty natural response to what happened. You are a failure. A defective product. An imitation. Damaged goods. What a shame. You didn't turn out like Kamui and Ayame. Your fate had been decided and doomed by the time you were a toddler. I'm curious who the fuck he's talking to there. / whether we'll find out. We probably won't find out. We will probably not find out what the fuck that was. He's how I'm getting into the game because I'm singing along to the music. Hey, and I've mentioned a lot how some stuff in this game is confusing and weird, and I do think that, like, the Lifecourt chapter got too obtuse for its own good, and the bowling pin stuff was way too much padding. Don't get me wrong, though, I fucking love this game. Like, as a fucking experience and ride to go through, and just how good its presentation is, with the unique styling of everything, and its pacing and stuff, this game is really fucking good. Like, it is a really good fucking game. I love it a lot. Huh? Another dream? So when he's seeing the people talk in his brain, is that all the dreams? It's just he goes to the bar, he gets drunk, he comes home, he sleeps, and he imagines those things. That's either a conversation from the past, or someone is telling him now, after everything's settled, go kill Fire. Even though we don't even know where Fire is at this point. Oh shit. Oh shit, Erica found out. So you were alive. I was surprised. The bartender told me you went by his place. Ah, the bartender told her. Yay. I want to talk to you if possible. If you have the time tomorrow night, can you come to the Sculper chat room? I'll be there from 11 PM. I'll be waiting for you. I'm surprised that she's not coming over to, like, the park to meet us. I'm surprised that she's willing to talk to us just over chat room instead of seeing us in person. Unless, because of everything that's happened, she wants to talk to us first by talking, like, where we're not next to her, because she may not be like, I don't know what the fuck happened to you, so... Let's go. Keep some distance until I know. Freedom is the recognition of necessity. Engels. I like how a lot of it is just, here's some philosopher quotes. We can't come up with our own thing today, so here's just a philosopher that's come up with something. Carnivorous Plans, by the way, yeah. Love these emails. New Year special. Let's all become flies. Thank you for staying with us all year. We've prepared the largest threat event of the millennium, in which you can have the virtual experience of becoming a fly. Experience the micro world in glorious 3D. From the instant you enter the website, you too will be a fly. As a fly, you can see just how carnivorous plants catch and digest insects. Get your courage up and try out this amazing new event. The editorial staff will be looking forward to seeing you there. Wow. Wow. First New Year projects, Sarazencia Leucophila online sale. Special feature, amazing possible discovery of Rafflesia-sized carnivorous plants. That's fucking very big. Next week's first New Year project will feature the above list of contents. Hope you enjoy it. I love, like, the carnivorous plants emails is something that I just love so much. Because it's just someone just, like, in the writing department, just caring about carnivorous plants themselves to write a bunch of shit, like, probably. But it's also just the idea of just, Morishima is this normal-ass dude who's a total fuck-up. He cares about his drinking and smoking. But he's also the type of dude who has a pet. But he has a pet turtle. He also finds the concept of carnivorous plants so interesting that he signs up to a weekly email to learn about them and stuff like that. Like, and it's clearly he's gone and signed up for it. Because when we get spam email, it's very, very noticeably, obviously spam mail, and, like, that he didn't mean to receive it. But, like, he's signed up for the Daily Word. He's signed up for that. Like, just a little bit of extra things of just on top of just him being a fuck-up and going into all these wild situations. He's also just a dude who likes having a pet turtle and is interested in carnivorous plants. Like, it's just that little bit of extra detailing for the character that, like, it's the whole concept of not everything needs to be a thing, but for character development of just the whole concept of the carnivorous plants thing doesn't really matter to the overarching, like, there's nothing about it in the overarching story. You could possibly make some thematic elements to it of just a plant that sits there still and stationary but can actually kill things. like that approach it and do it for survival. And you could probably tie in something to similar about just how Morishima is someone who stays at home all day. It is sedentary like a plant and stuff like that. Like, you could probably loosely try and make an argument that there's a thematic connection there, but it's also just like, is there anything that is gained from the main plot or story that Morishima is someone who likes carnivorous plants? No, there's nothing. But it's just a little bit of extra character detailing that just makes him feel like his own individual person. He is not just someone who's wrapped up in this mystery of Kamui and all of the crazy syndicates trying to look for him, and he's secretly like the result of this project to just torture the shit out of children. He's also a dude who's interested in carnivorous plants. Like, it's just a little bit of extra detailing that just helps a lot. Not to always mention Yakuza when we play Silver Case, because they both take place in Japan. But that's something like, it's similar with Kiryu. Like, Kiryu in the main story of Yakuza is this hardened badass with incredible resolve who can do anything to protect those near him. He's also someone who gets really into pocket circuit fighting. Like Kasabi's gambling subplot. Yeah, exactly. Like, Kasabi needing 50,000 yen for gambling. That never came up in the main story. It's not like, oh, he got into debt and he got into these loan sharks, and now these loan sharks are coming out looking for him while he's doing all this other stuff. Nah, there's just one part where he's just fucking hanging out. And he's just a shitter, and he just lost a bunch of money gambling, and he's just asking his colleagues, yo, have you got money? No? Fuck. Like, just these little details that help bring things together and stuff like that. By the way, we're back at Ayame's place. Why? Why are we back here? I can feel you. Ayame. He just came here to look here. He didn't even do anything while he was there. He just came by and was just like, I feel like, no, but also just in terms of like my opinions on the characters in this game, I think the thing the bartender was saying is kind of my views on the characters. It's because of how imperfect the characters are that the characters in this game that I like is why I like them. Like, I like Morishima as a character. I love Kusabi as a character. Not because they're amazing or great people. In fact, they're both pretty terrible. But just the way it explores their fuck-ups, the way it goes about them, the way they talk to people and stuff like that. They're fucking people. Like, they're fucking people, and the way they're done as people is done well. Like, Kasabi is an asshole. He's rude to people. He kills. He's a murderer. Like, he's a murderer, but like, he murdered the people in the police department because they didn't want him to stop Kamui, kind of thing. There's very much the impression that I get, and things like that. Like, it all came to a head that everyone who worked in the HC unit was in some sort of like faction of caring about like the events and what happens between all the branches of government and the and what happens with Kamui. And it all just came to a head when Kamui came back. And Kasabi is just like, I'm not part of any of your bullshit. I just fucking killed Kamui ages ago, and I want this shit to be fucking done. I dealt with that in the past, and it's come back up to haunt me, and now I need to kill it. And if you're gonna get in my way of that, fuck that. But like, seeing Kasabi talk is fun. The way where he's just like with Sumiyo, and he's talking about the fucking fairy tales, and he's just like, I don't care about your fairy tales. And then Sumiyo starts telling him about the fairy tales. And then he gets to the point where it's just like, and they rescued the princess, and Kasabi, like 5 minutes ago, saying I don't care about fairy tales. He hears like, they rescued the princess. And his immediate response is, fuck yeah! Or when he's talking to fucking Morishima at the stakeout, and Morishima's just like, bro, you look bored. And he's just like, do I look bored to you? Am I someone who looks bored? I could kill you, you know. You think I look bored? I'm someone who looks bored to you. You say that kind of shit and I could blow your brains out. Sorry, I'm just really fucking bored. It's just like, it's great. It's great. It's great. They are great characters to watch because of the fact that they're like pieces of shit. And again, it ties into what the bartender was saying. The imperfections are kind of what's enjoyable. Like, a lot of the characters are just shitters. Like, fuck Morikawa. Fuck Nakatagawa. Nakatagawa's probably my least favorite character, just because he seems like the biggest asshole out of all of them, and shit like that. Hachizuka is like not as much of an asshole to most of the characters, but every now and then she's a total fucking asshole, and it's just like, what the fuck? Like, she was so fucking mean to Sakura for no goddamn reason, and it's just like, why? Why are you all pieces of shit? But at least with Kasabi, when Kasabi's a piece of shit, he admits that he's a piece of shit, he's very aware of it, and when he acts like that, it's usually not for nothing. Or it's in a manner where he's not trying to piss off people. That's just the way that he is. And he actually does get, like, the way him and Morishima talk to each other, they're rude as shit to each other, and especially Kasabi's rude to Morishima. But it's never in a way that he's trying to piss off Morishima. That's just who he is, and they're friends kind of by the end. Maybe because Shisen Sakura was also a Yame. That is possible, actually. Yeah, that is possible. Because what we saw from Ayame before is that Ayames don't like other Ayames. They kind of want to kill them. So that could also be it. Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely possible. I still don't know whether Hachizuka is a Yame. I think she is, but I'm not sure. I'm not so certain of her identity, but I think she is, but I'm not sure. I wish I could have been raised like some sort of pitiful flower. Not a day goes by that I don't think that. Even now, always. Okay, Carnivorous Plants, it is coming in a little bit. My name, Ayame, comes from the word Ayameru, which means to kill. How terrible is that? You, Kamui, and I are all pawns in a game. We are fabricated existence. People are stupid. Ayame was created to be an even more mechanical being than Kamui. Created to face off against the powers that created Kamui. Easier to control than Kamui. A killing machine with even higher killing capabilities than Kamui. This is the memo that Morishima is writing. He's writing it from, again, the perspective of the women who were killed. That's me, Ayame. Take the time to comprehend everything. You, me, and Kamui. Considering what happened after being thrown back into everyday life. A girl was used for Ayame in order to differentiate her from Kamui. They simply switched genders. But since the grown-up Kamui and Ayame were brought up in the same environment, they were drawn to one another. There was a miscalculation in the man-made mass production Ayame. By becoming pregnant with Kamui's child, something inside me snapped. All the emotions that had been pushed back and bottled up exploded. There was nothing I could do. Is there a reason why a female praying mantis eats her mate once she becomes pregnant? To her, at least, there is no reason. I wish I could have been raised like some sort of pitiful flower. Not a day goes by that I don't think that. But simply saying out loud won't change anything. Also, I have this child. By the way, I will say this game's treatment of women is not the greatest. Like, if there is a character who's a female in this game, they always have to explain part of her personality as because she's a female, etc., etc. Pretty much every female character has had that, and I'm just like, that's not necessary. That's not needed. And also how much of, like, explanation of women is jealousy of other women, the pregnancy being an important factor of it, and, like, finding a mate in Kamui, like, all that stuff. It's just like, the women aren't treated well. There's some lines that are just like, fuck the way men think of women, and then there's other lines where it leans into that. I'm just like, I don't get it. If nothing else, at least I won this child. I won't kill Kamui, nor will I kill Fire. I can't kill him. There were those who wanted that, though. Do you understand? Can you hear it? Listen to me. Find something for yourself. Dude's breaking down. Dude's breaking down. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. A vacant lot. Oh, we're back here. Oh, I see Zawa's body still here. 3 months of decay later. You wouldn't be missed if you died. No, wait. You're already dead. Old man. Just fucking stop. Shit, it is actually Zawa. Feel me. Yeah, dude can't handle this anymore. He's breaking down. He's breaking down. The idea of going through all of this situation and then having to come back to normal life seems to be fucking with him so hard. Like, he seemed more competent and put together knowing what was happening in the midst of the situation in the last chapter. But now that he has to just be normal everyday person again, he's falling apart. No turtle. Alright, we're going to the Sculptor chat room. Yeah. To the chat room! This is an open chat room. Shoot, what's missing? Erica, socks. Shoot, nope. The answer was toothbrush. Erica. So what you lack is delicacy. Delicacy. I don't need that. This is a personality analysis game. You entered the chat room. MC Turtle! He changed his name. He's not Turtle Guy anymore. MC Turtle, or McTurtle. Hey there. Welcome, McTurtle. Hi. We were just playing a game. A game, huh? Do you like games, McTurtle? Nope. Why not? Because they have rules. What a badass answer. That is a pretty good answer. That's a pretty good answer. Games have rules. Fuck that. No future! Lol. You're so dumb. He says you like delicacy, lol. LOL didn't exist in the 90s, did it? I wasn't a massive internet user at the age of 5, sorry, so I don't actually remember. Maybe it was. Or do I? Delicacy is a necessity. For what? To live. Why? Because life and delicate problems go hand in hand. What's a delicate problem? Like, to put it simply, how to find someone to fuck, etc. Filthy. How interesting. Want to hear more? Yeah, let's talk privately. Guess it was worth trying after all. Let's go to a locked room. Hey, what the fuck? Would you like to switch rooms? Yes or no? Yes. I like how Eric was just talking to some random fucking dude online, it seems. Like, just, hey, do you want to do a personality quiz? Sure, why not? I'm waiting. You've arrived. We did show up pretty late. She said 11, and it's almost midnight. She was, like, literally just hanging out in the chat room for an hour, just talking to random fucking strangers online waiting for us. Chat room's been locked. There we go. It's mysterious. What is? The turtle is tweaking. Maybe he knows you've appeared? I doubt it. What's his name? The turtle's name? It's Red. Red? He sounds like he's doing well. Yeah, pretty well recently. The turtle, right? Yeah, Red. And you? Same as always. You sound well. I guess. How's the investigation? It's coming along. You aren't gonna ask about me? No. Why not? I decided to trust my partner. Oh, really? Yeah. Once I'm ready, I'll send everything by email. Okay. Do you know about the shelter kids? What? It's the keyword for a certain set of incidents. What kinds? A bunch of kids who were raised like bees inside a shelter with no sunlight. 20 years ago, 1440 kids got gathered together and educated in underground shelters. This education went from age 4 for 4 years, starting before the kids knew anything. They were administered a perfect curriculum. Through the eradication of the self and a special kind of brainwashing, they were purged of impurities. It was meant to produce perfect and pure children. This entire plan was integrated into the city planning of the 24 wards. Yeah, there it is. There's a very specific detail. How city planning functions is specifically designed to try and create a specific type of society. That is a massive if you look up the history of that, you'll realize just how much like how much city planning has adopted like so many elements of just primarily stuff about, you know, dividing people into classes, like the incredible racial shit that happens when it comes to city planning and stuff like that. City planning is a giant fucking thing, and it has a massive impact on, like, how places develop and stuff like that, and it's primarily used as a tool to, you know, bigotries, etc., etc., etc. You know, if you want a very obvious and, like, easy to understand example when you look into it, if you're curious at looking this up in your own time, because it's interesting to understand just how much, like, why shit happens now is impacted by how much stuff in the past affects what happens now, and like, obviously city planning is one of the big parts of that. There's obviously other parts, policies, etc., education, etc., but city planning is a big part of that. But if you want, like, a really obvious example, especially in the United States, train lines designed to segregate neighborhoods into rich and poor, or because it's America and a lot of that stuff was done in the 50s and 60s, white and black, and stuff like that. That's just it's one of the more obvious ones that you can see, because you can literally see the train line and say, oh yeah, you can see the difference. And it's just like, we've got a neighborhood where they're mixing a bit too much. Let's build a train line through it to deliberately divide them and stuff like that. Where people are, like, people who are and aren't accepted into things, even though they're not allowed to discriminate by race, they end up doing that a lot, and how they do that with their city planning to, you know, keep them segregated and stuff like that. There's a lot of that in America, and there's a bunch of that here too. It does it in different ways here, but yeah, like, yeah, city planning is a big thing. If you're interested in that, I highly recommend looking it up, because it really gives you an idea of just literally the foundations of the society, literally in terms of, like, how it's physically built, have, like, long-lasting impacts for all of that shit. I'll check into it. I'm gonna disappear again. I'm gonna get away from the 24 wards for a while. Okay, you're just leaving the 24 wards entirely? Okay. So you aren't just going to up and disappear permanently this time, huh? I'm just getting some distance from here for a while. Then I won't worry. Okay. How many years will Red live? Around 30. Come get him sometime in the next 30 years, then. I will. Really? I promise. No horse shit? Yeah, no horse shit. Good. I feel better. Can you at least go and see him before you leave again? Can you at least go see him? Yeah? That's what I wanted. Yeah? I wanted a promise. I just realized that. Okay. Tokyo. Yeah? See you later. See you later. Good night. Before dawn, the white moon is peeking out, and the sun isn't yet visible. But the sky is already starting to get faintly bright. I always liked that time of day. I never got tired of staring up at the sky like an idiot. It's the moment that the darkness of the soul tries to lighten up. But that's simply a memory of the past. Isn't that sad? I thought so. That's a pretty sad thing. That's why I decided to sort things out. In my own way. I mean, it makes a lot of sense for Morishima. His way of sorting things out is being isolated and leaving. That makes a lot of sense for him. That makes a lot of sense. It all goes back to the city planning from 20 years ago. There were all sorts of citizen activist groups working in this area. The government was at war with itself over city planning revisions. Hachizuka was a lieutenant in one of these activist groups. Whoa, what? That's right, Hachizuka, the current mayor. Oh, Hachizuka's father, I guess. Mayor Hachizuka? How is he related to all this? Just listen. At the time, Hachizuka's election as mayor with no backing from any government party was greatly affected by the Mikumo incident. There's the Mikumo incident, there it is. Pollution, grassroots activism, pressure from the upper class, and the city itself all came into question. That's where Hachizuka proposed a certain idea. Revolutionize the 24 wards from the ground up. He had an amazing plan. His plans for the city were absolutely perfect. How was it perfect? The brains behind Hachizuka's plan was a man named Nezu. Nezu himself was a worthless man with no ambition to speak of. But he was a real genius. There wasn't a programmer in the entire world who could hold a candle to him. Programmer? He wasn't a politician or a scholar or something? He was a programmer. It was Nezu who put together the plan to rebuild the 24 wards. That's not all. Even now, everything in the 24 wards is controlled by him. When Nezu hits the keyboard, the world literally changes. This has been continuing for the past 20 years. No way. He changed the entire infrastructure to make it possible. To Nezu, running a city is probably like playing a game. Like he's continuing to play in an imaginary world. But that affects the real world in the 24 wards. The optimization of this perfect city continues by Nezu's hand. So he's just one guy. That's called a fucking dictator. No. So anyone older than 24 can't be a shelter kid if I understand this timeline. That's what I'm understanding. Because it seems like I don't think none of the shelter kid stuff happened before the Mikumo incident. From my understanding. I think the Kamui incident, like the silver case, happened around that time. But from my understanding, everything that happened with the shelter kids was based on Kamui Uehara, the murderer, like the serial killer, at that TV tower from that many years ago. And then they did this, the shelter kid stuff to emulate him. From my understanding, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It's not a dictatorship, it's a system of control and maintenance. If this supercomputer level genius keeps control of the city, it's possible to maintain metropolitan perfection. Okay, I'm wondering, is Nezu the 3D model dude that we saw at the top of that tower? This is a brand new name that we've heard that we haven't had anything before, and we know that he is a supercomputer genius who's controlling everything. The dude at the top of the tower was a nerdy dude with glasses, spinning in an office chair, surrounded by computers. Is that Nezu? Because I don't know who else it would be. That is the origin of the very worlds in which you are living right now. I do like the idea of just how much all the government planning and all that stuff is just like, they're doing fucked up evil secrets and everything like that with all the Kamui stuff and everything like that, but in terms of just like their ultimate dastardly plan, it's city planning. Because that's a very real thing for governments to do to try and control the way they want things to go. It's city planning. Like the biggest evils in this game, are things that are very real in real life. Like someone like Kamui, who's like the result of this experimentation and all of the shelter kids and all the murders they can do. That's like, yeah, that's like a big dramatic thing for the public to look at. It's just like a, holy shit, there's a serial killer and he's back and he's doing all these things. So we need to like put the public at ease by executing him on a top of a fucking tower with approximately all the snipers that are existing and stuff like that. But in terms of just like the actual shit that's controlling the city, what's it been? It's been the Yukimura company and just having a shitload of money to like a private business having so much money that they control a shitload of the both industry and infrastructure. The city planning itself to design the city how they want it to function the way that they want it to and stuff like that. Like it's the data collection on the internet to try and understand everything about the people there. It's all like the biggest things that the organizations doing in this game are all very, very real, grounded, actual shit that's happening in real life issues. And again, this game came out in 1999. I mean, like, obviously all the city planning and stuff, that has been an issue for as long as cities have been a thing and stuff like that. But, like, yeah. Like, the biggest shit that I don't even know if villains is the right word. They're just the people in power, so villains. That's just, like, the primary shit that they've been doing. And like, everything to do with Kamui is a tragedy and fucking horrifying and disgusting. But in terms of the grand scheme of things, it's a big deal to these characters because they are all Kamuis and stuff like that, so it's literally their past, and they can't move on from it, like, until that's dealt with. Kill the past. But it's also, like, the past in terms of just, like, the 24 Wards is at a point now where it's, like, you can't change that without killing the past, aka destroying everything that existed before to turn it, like, into something new. That was Sumiyo's entire idea behind why he nuked Makumo Village. Other than to put that girl's soul to rest, because ghosts are real. It was just like, the past needs to be killed. It's like, there's awful shit that happened in this village because of the Yukimura company. We can't move on from what happened there until all the shit that caused that issue is dealt with and gone. Like, I'm understanding the concept of thematically what kill the past is a lot more by the end of this game. Because before it sounded like a cool phrase that was, like, used as a thing in one of the best Star Wars movie. But in this game, I'm definitely understanding, like, what Suda's idea of kill the past is a lot more. And it's about how the past impacts stuff in the present in very strong, impactful, and profound ways. And usually the only way to move on from that is to destroy it from from the foundations of the past. Like, you can't just move past it. You need to fundamentally kill what it is. How do you, like, that's what the city planning was doing. They're rebuilding the city. They're killing the past of the city to do their own stuff, to rebuild the 24 wards into their ideal so they can, you know, control everything and have all the power that they do. Like, they killed the past of the city to be able to do that. Do you know what my biggest problem is? No. But I'm sure you have a very good idea. Yeah. I tried purifying my heart and crystallizing it and then thought about it. In that case, your answer must be correct. You think so? Of course. What would you do? In what sort of situation? Do it or run away. And? Do it and you'll be more comfortable. But it won't feel congenial. Run away and you're in for hell. But when you think about it, that's exactly how you've lived your life up till now. I'd bet on whatever you decided. I'd bet all the money I have on it. This isn't a fucking horse race. You're welcome. Huh? Oh, I thought I heard you say thank you just now. Anyway. God damn. Bartender's great. Again, at the start, I wasn't sure the bartender was going to turn out to be one of Camui's followers. Or the way he was talking, but nah, he's just a dude. He's great. So you're saying that that's this city's underground system, huh? Yes, and that includes the Shelter Kids policy as well. So this Nezu guy was responsible for that too, huh? The Shelter Kids? It was implemented by the Tech faction. The 24 wards were roughly broken up, and the TRO, CCO, and FSO were fighting for power. Shelter Kids policy was backed by the TRO. But that doesn't really mean much. Because Hachizuka was bigger than those political factions, and Nezu had been controlling the balance between all the factions. The Shelter Kids were small fish. Yeah, as I literally just mentioned, in the grand scheme of what they're actually doing, the Shelter Kids isn't a massive deal for, like, everything. But when it comes to the individual characters impacted by it, it's a big deal. They were like fish released into a pond to breed. They were easy to control and they moved like pawns. Pawns in Nezu's game. And after the original plan ended in failure, or rather, after prototype experiments had finished, exactly 20 years ago, Kamui Uehara was selected to be the template personality that was to replace all the old Shelter Kids with the new. Oh, so they started the Shelter Kids, and then Kamui did his thing, and then they went, yeah, that dude who killed a bunch of our people. We want that guy to be the personality. So the big bad Kamui finally fits into this. This original Kamui Uehara is known as the Format Kamui. He was a hitman who lived 20 years ago and was an expert criminal. He was a bloody man. Or maybe a man who craved blood. The original Kamui. Hold on. Wasn't the Shelter Kids policy supposed to create obedient citizens? Why use someone like Kamui? Because Kamui Uehara was a soldier who followed orders. Listen. He doesn't kill on his own volition. He simply receives these orders and executes them without question. He's easy to control. You could say that in a way, he has an extremely pure character. So, like, yeah, all the political assassinations that he did were different, like, groups trying to get others out of the way by using Kamui to kill him. Take the criminality away from Kamui Uehara, and you would have a perfect human. Obedient, does whatever you want, follows orders. People in power want a society that's just filled with people who do everything they say, and if they can get immortality out of that for themselves, they'll do it. This is why he was chosen. But that didn't happen. No, it didn't. Kamui went out of control. He's an uncontrollable criminal. Kamui's virality grew fangs. That, or maybe the program surpassing anything man-made took over. Kamui is too dangerous. Kamui should be transferring to fire any time now. Transferring. Motherfucker. All this shit is fucking bananas. There are no words to properly describe what is occurring right now. But it is known that fire is going to become the next Kamui. Kill him. Who? Why do I? Right now, you are the only one who can do it. What have you seen of Kamui? What do you think Kamui's true nature is? He is a calamity. A god of destruction sent to destroy everything. I will once again return you to everyday life. Take back the past and decide for yourself whether or not to kill Fire/Kamui. I'm entrusting this to you. So this is all memories of the past. Okay. The thing is, if Morishima kills Fire as Kamui, does Morishima then become the next Kamui after that? This is your only chance to make something of your cursed life. Those foul lingering consciousnesses inside of you will fade away once you kill Fire. Oh. All of the shit that's haunting him, all the voices he can hear and stuff. He's being promised that those go away when he does this. So him choosing to run away is choosing to live with those thoughts. And that's the hell that he's talking about. Oh, shit. Wait. You're... Who is he? Who is he? So the dude's saying, not that you need to kill Kamui because we'll do shit to you if you don't. He's just saying you need to do this because it's the only thing in your life that will mean anything. That's mean. That's mean. I gotta say, I am actually shocked. This chapter of Placebo is actually helping me understand what happened in the last chapter a lot. After the Kamui Drome chapter, where everything that happened with Morishima didn't explain fucking jack shit, I'm glad this one is actually explaining a bunch of what happened before. This is actually doing the explanation thing. I'm actually fucking stunned. I expected a bunch of new mysteries and bullshit, but no, we're actually getting more explanation about what the fuck just happened. I'm actually stunned. Like, I'm at a point now where anything that I don't understand is just like, I don't need to understand the exact details for it. It's just, it's okay to not understand that fully. The switchyard bat. Oh god. I heard a breaking sound. It was the sound of a skull cracking open. Something hot swirled up inside, and I knew immediately that it was a lead bullet. The face of the man in front of my eyes suddenly blurred up. No way, this is bullshit. Do I have to accept death on the eve of the day of fate? It's Nezu, the man who created the Shelter Kids. It was him. I knew from the beginning that Nezu would turn out like this. The man called Nezu was not to be made light of. He needs to be taken much more seriously. Because selecting Kamui Uehara was just Nezu playing around. He had meant to create a monster from the very beginning. He used Kamui as the big bad guy in his game. Like a huge in-game event. It was like Godzilla appearing from Tokyo Bay. He wanted to see how the city would change in accordance with Kamui's appearance. With a passion similar to Hope, he created Kamui. Nezu himself is the ultimate Kamui believer. That's why I decided to back Ayame. Ayame is pure! She is one more pawn to use in the fight against Kamui, and she is actually a killing machine closer to format Kamui than anyone else. But apparently Ayame will not kill Kamui. This came as a surprise. And then, that job was entrusted to a man who was simply a bug in the program. The situation is not acceptable. A bug in the program. Yeah, Marishima. But, I heard a whizzing sound and a lead bullet flew at me. Gah. It was terrible. It was truly terrible. But there's nothing that can be done, is there? For me, time was stopped. Forever. Ayame. Oh, Ayame. Now my dream of seeing you with my own two eyes will never come true. It's like a whistle blowing in another dimension. Nothing more than a phantom, echoing vacuously from afar. So this is why Enzawa was backing Ayame. Because he didn't believe in the concept of Kamui, because Kamui was just a murderer and stuff like that. But nah, Ayame though, Ayame's great though. Ayame's like Kamui, but actually though. It came back, so resending. Forwarded by you. Ciao! For some reason, the mail I sent out earlier had bounced back. It's a bit late, but I'll resend it. Original message from, here. Ah, Christmas Day! Merry Christmas! 3 cheers for the end of millennium. Love and peace to everyone. I hope the coming year is great for you. Kiss! Is that his mom? Is Yui's mom? I forget. Nice. I can't remember if Yui's mom or someone else. The torch has been passed to a new generation. Oh, that's fucked up. That's a fucked up quote to use at this time. That's a fucked up quote to use. Come on. Come on. Really? Really? Ugh. From Tokyo Marishima to Tokyo Marishima. The client. Drink it all up. My very fate. All of it. And then to where? I don't know. But keep moving forward. That's my conclusion. I won't kill fire. I'll simply let everything be. But I'm going to delete the memories inside this machine that is me. I'm deleting all of my writings. If I disappear, you're sure to come here. And then you'll delete this yourself. I was able to hear the voices. When you find out about the lingering consciousnesses, and when you finally open this mail, the virus's .exe file will go to work. That is my first and last game. After that, I've decided to keep on living. Because even someone worthless has at least part of a soul. That is how people live. That's what I've finally learned after living everyday life in this world. Even without hope, even in great fear, even when continuing to drag along that which no longer has any value, one can go on living. Specifically because of our imperfections, life has meaning. Don't you think so? Don't you? Damn. This game's having kind of like a shockingly positive message at the end. Take it slowly. Get the feel of it. Walk my path. Inside a dream. Oh, Jesus. Pick a flower. Bathed in moonlight. Feel the love. Everything is as it should be. Everything is in front of you. Everything is for you. Keep moving forward. Together with the light. How is Marishima erasing his own memories? I'm curious. Through and through. What an unfortunate son. The guy's just like, failure until the end. Couldn't even kill fire. Couldn't even do it. Jackhammer! 3 minutes before New Year's. To the year 2000. Did he make all his memories disappear by getting blackout fucking drunk? Ugh. Ugh. I fell asleep. Guess I drank too much. Anyway. Huh? What's this piece of paper? Once you've locked up, you want to toss the key inside the shop from the gap under the door. Then it's probably best to run. In life, it's okay to stick your tail between your legs and run away once or twice. Is this from the barcade? The bartender actually just let Morishima just stay here blackout drunk, and it's just like, here's the key to lock up. When you leave, throw the key back under so I can get it back. Huh? My tail isn't exactly long enough to stick between my legs, but whatever. Did Morishima just make a small dick joke? There is no escape. Shut the fuck up. And also run from your life afterwards. Kill. The? Once and for all. Fuck me, guys. No one's me. I'm me. Listen. Over here. I mean, it's kind of a bittersweet ending for Morishima. The dude gets to live, but he's made the choice to just leave everything behind. Because continuing on with what the fuck he's been told to do and what everything is happening around him, he's just like, nah, fuck that. Heh. You don't realize it's pointless. Fuck yeah. Die. Are these the ghosts in his head shouting at him? Suffer. Come here. Fuck you. Suck my dick. You're insane. Fucking lingering consciousness bullshit. Will I ever be able to accept them? Will they finally just disappear one day? Will I end up unable to take it any longer and simply go insane? Fuck off. Was that Kasabi? It looked like Kasabi. Yeah, it's amazing how that's not the end of the game, isn't it? Blue Monday. It's amazing how that's not the end of the game, is it? Nope, there's like 3 things left. They're all relatively short. But yeah. I am shocked at how much that actually explained what was happening in Life Cut. I got through Life Cut having no idea what the fuck anything was, and I actually got to the end of the Hikari just then, and I'm just like, I actually kind of get it. I don't like 100% get it, but I don't think I'm meant to, but I kind of get it. And that's a nice feeling. As I understand, Hikari was, actually was the last boss in the original game. The next transmitter and the, is the actual last chapter. Everything else was added for the remaster. Oh! I didn't realize new stuff was added for the remaster. Oh, shit, okay. That I didn't realize at all. Well, damn.